Hey guys, so I asked you guys if you wanted some advice about setting up an aquarium. And only one of you said, actually only two of you voted, and they were both yes. But that's not going to stop me. I mean, the limited number of people asking is not going to stop me from, I'm going to give you advice anyway because it's really cool to set up an aquarium and you may change your mind. So, I hope you enjoy this video and let's get started. So, the way I'm formatting this video, it's not too long, but it's not incredibly short. So, I have it as do's and don'ts. So the first do is you want to choose the biggest tank you can afford, and that's about 10 to 20 gallons for a good beginner size. Um, and to give you an idea of what that might look like, the one behind me is 40 gallons. So a 10-gallon tank is 1/4 of that size. You also, number two, it's best to keep it in a low foot traffic area, and that's because you won't bump into it. You won't frighten most importantly, you won't frighten the fish and startle the fish if you're constantly moving back and forth. And you won't bump into it, but that's kind of secondary. Number three, you want to position it away from windows to avoid nuisance algae from growing. Now, if you put it near a window, that's natural light, and chances are there's going to be some type of level of waste buildup, building up in the aquarium, and it's going to be fertilizer basically for the nuisance algae to grow. So you don't want that. You don't want that. What you see in my tank, that's not nuisance algae. That's actually tannins that come from the driftwood in the tank. It gives it a tea color. So I'm trying to see if I have any. I don't have any green nuisance algae in this tank. Thank God. I've been doing something right. Number four, you want to start with fresh water over salt water because the fish are more tolerant of beginner mistakes like maintenance neglect and maintenance difficulty. And the maintenance difficulty level is easier than salt water. I know salt water is probably a lot more desirable, which makes sense. Like, I love saltwater tanks. And you want to make sure that you're taking care of your aquarium. You don't just want you don't want to neglect it. And aquarium neglect and downfall, when it goes south, can be very discouraging for a beginner, and you may find that it's just not something you want to do. If you let it go south, you might get a bad taste in your mouth, and say, this is not for me. But if you keep it up on a weekly basis, then it shouldn't be too hard. All right. And the don'ts. Let's get started with the don'ts. So don't add fish immediately after adding water. It's important to establish the nitrogen cycle first. This usually takes 3 to 4 weeks. And remember to add water conditioner, tap water, going into the tank, into the aquarium. So this is another more in depth. I'm not going to go in depth on the nitrogen cycle, but the point is, don't add fish right away. You need to establish a tank. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, or you can research it. I wouldn't mind if you did research, because you'll probably find more information than you thought you would. But I'm here for you. I'm here if you need to ask me any questions. Don't overfeed. Feed enough for fish to eat in 1 to 2 minutes. So that's a big one. That will help you determine how much waste is being produced in the tank, because you go put stuff in the fish, it's going to come out. That's just the same way with us, and any animal. So if you can moderate the amount of waste that's going into the tank, you're going to be able to regulate how much waste is being produced, and you can subsequently figure out, help regulate how much algae is growing. Number 2, and the last one, I'm sorry, don't get goldfish. They produce a lot of waste, and your tank will get dirtier faster. So, yeah, they're some of the dirtiest aquarium fish that you can get is goldfish. These are like the basic feeder goldfish that you see at the fish store or even at a carnival. Yeah, they produce a lot of waste. It's going to make your life a lot more difficult than it is. Well, I hope that thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you, and feel free to watch it more than once to grasp all the concepts that I was talking about. And again, if you want to ask me any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm here for you, and you can message me. All right, guys. Have a great day.